The Tale of Faris. Listen, dear listeners. This story belongs to a time when the line between magic and reality was whisper thin. In an unknown valley, on the edge of the world, there was a small village, and at the very end of that village stood a tiny clay house, where a young woodcutter named Faris lived with his old, ailing mother. Faris had grown wise before his years. His eyes carried a strange light, and his heart was filled with an unshakable faith in God. Whenever hardship struck, he would say, "Be patient, Faris. The fruit of patience is always sweet. God never abandons the poor." His life was simple. He woke with the call of Far, the dawn prayer, performed ablution, prayed, and prepared breakfast for his mother. Old age and illness had left her bedridden. Faris fed her, gave her medicine, and then set off to the forest with his axe. As he walked through the village, people would say, "Look, there goes Faris, the symbol of hard work." Some pitied him, others admired his honesty. Faris said nothing, just smiled and kept walking. The forest was his second home. He knew every path, every bird's song, every whispering tree. When his axe struck wood, its rhythm echoed through the woods like music. By noon, he bundled up the logs, and by evening, he sold them in the market, earning just enough to survive. One day, something strange happened. As he was cutting the roots of an old tree, a faint shimmer caught his eye. He brushed away the dirt and found a sealed copper bottle, covered in mysterious carvings, flames, flying spirits, and words written in a forgotten tongue. Faris's heart began to race. Maybe this is a hidden treasure, he thought. If it is, I can finally cure my mother, build a well for my village. Filled with hope, he struggled to open the bottle's lid. After much effort, it finally loosened, and at once a thick black smoke burst out, swirling into the air. Birds screeched and flew away. The smoke twisted and rose, forming into a gigantic figure. Before Faris stood a massive Jinn, tall as two men, his body made of fire and smoke, his eyes burning like red coals. "Thank you, foolish human," the Jinn's thunderous voice echoed. "For centuries, I've been trapped in that bottle. I swore that whoever freed me, I would kill." Faris's heart pounded, but his faith stayed firm. He said calmly, "O mighty being of creation, I did you a kindness, freed you from prison. Is death the reward for mercy?" The Jinn roared, "Humans are deceitful and untrustworthy. I will not be fooled by your sweet words." And with that, he reached out to strangle Faris. Faris said softly, "If my death is written, then grant me one last wish. To pray 2 final rockets, units of prayer, before my Lord, and seek forgiveness for my sins." The Jinn paused and grunted, "Very well. But make it quick." Faris performed ablution and faced the Qibla. As he said, "Allahu Akbar," a peaceful light spread across his face. He bowed, he prostrated, and tears flowed down his cheeks as he prayed. "O Allah, Lord of all worlds, you control everything in existence. I am helpless before this creature. If it is your will to take my life, then so be it. But please, care for my mother in my absence. And O Lord, guide this Jinn, soften his heart and show him the path of truth." His tears fell to the ground. The Jinn watched in silence, and something inside him melted. "Rise, Faris," said the Jinn in a trembling voice. "Your faith and patience have broken the stone within my chest. You are a true believer. To kill a man of such faith would be a great injustice." The Jinn continued, "A wicked sorcerer once imprisoned me in that bottle. His magic filled me with rage and hate. But your prayer has shown me light. Take this," he said, handing Faris a glowing golden seed. "Plant it before your home. It will grow into a tree that bears fruits of gold. But remember, pick only one fruit each day. If greed ever tempts you, all will be lost." Faris thanked him and returned home. He planted the seed. By morning, a beautiful green tree stood tall, its branches glittering with golden fruits. He plucked just one fruit each day. sold it, cured his mother, repaired their home, and shared food with the poor. He lived in peace, content and thankful. But greed travels fast. Soon the richest merchant in the city, Jamal, heard of the miraculous tree. Blinded by his lust for wealth, he came to Faris. "Sell me this tree," Jamal said. "I'll give you more gold than you can count." Faris replied humbly, "Sir, this tree isn't mine. It's a blessing from God, and it comes with a rule. Greed destroys." But Jamal wouldn't listen. That very night, he and his servants crept to Faris's home, stole all the fruits, and cut down the tree. The moment his axe struck the trunk, a terrible cry filled the air, and before their eyes, the golden fruits turned to stones. The tree withered into ashes and blew away with the wind. The next morning, Jamal's empire began to crumble. His trade failed, his shops were robbed. His partners betrayed him, and he was left penniless. People said, "See what happens to those who cast greedy eyes on another's blessing? God's mercy departs from them." Faris returned to his simple life. One evening, while chopping wood, a familiar breeze rustled through the forest. The Jinn had returned. But this time, his face was grim. "Faris," he said, "I've come to warn you. The sorcerer who imprisoned me, Malik al-Shaitan, still lives. He knows you freed me, and now he seeks revenge. He can capture a person's shadow, and once he does, that person's heart and mind become his slaves." Faris felt a chill but stayed calm. Days later, strange things began to happen. He felt as though someone was watching him. One night, while praying, he noticed his shadow moving on its own, twisting unnaturally. He quickly recited, "A'udhu billahi min ash-shaytanir rajim," and the shadow froze. But Malik was relentless. The next day, a traveler dressed in a black cloak arrived. His eyes were so dark they seemed to swallow light. "I've heard you are a pious man," said Malik smoothly. "I have a business proposal for you." Faris invited him in politely. But as Malik spoke, Faris noticed his shadow on the wall growing larger and darker. He realized who this traveler truly was. Faris said quietly, "Forgive me, sir, but I'm a simple woodcutter. I have no interest in business or riches." Malik insisted, pulling out a black scroll covered in strange symbols. "Just sign this," he said, "and I'll make you the richest man alive." Faris refused firmly. Malik's face twisted with fury. "You'll regret this, Faris," he hissed and vanished. That night, Faris's shadow began to move again, beckoning him toward the forest. He followed, reciting prayers under his breath. Deep in the woods, he found Malik inside a circle of fire, surrounded by black candles and foul smoke. "Now you are mine," the sorcerer roared. Faris stood his ground. "My protector is with me," he declared. "I seek refuge in Allah from all evil." A blinding light burst forth, and the Jinn appeared, roaring with fury. Fire clashed with darkness. Smoke, lightning, and sparks filled the forest. Faris's prayers gave the Jinn strength, and finally, the Jinn defeated Malik, sealing him forever inside a new bottle. The Jinn said, "Faris, once again your faith and patience have triumphed. Now I give you a gift that will never fade, the gift of craftsmanship." From that day onward, Faris's hands worked miracles in wood. He carved doors, arches, and Quranic designs so delicate that people traveled from faraway lands to see his art. His name became known everywhere, not for wealth, but for honor, faith, and sincerity. Faris lived the rest of his days happily with his mother, always grateful, always praying. Prayer and sincerity can turn God's anger into mercy. Patience is a treasure that brings light after every darkness. Greed is man's greatest enemy. Faith and honesty are the keys to success, in this world and the next.